Halos and angels. Halos and angels. Now, yeah, this is truly a spiritual message, and honestly, this is one of those it's one of those like revelation type messages. Like this will just speak volumes in the spirit, but this is not for you, you hypocritical people, you people who don't care about God and all that stuff. This is not for you. That's what I'm saying. This is not for you, and you will be a part of hell and all this stuff. This is not for you new age people, you people doing that tarot card shit, you people who doing like all these new age practices and all this stuff. You conscious leaders and you conscious people who just so consumed by energy, and you people who, you know, part of this universe stuff too. Yeah, you're done. That's what I'm trying to say. You're done because you people have led so many souls and people astray. It's not even funny, man. And see, God the Father is like just watching you people, man. And I'm gonna be real, like, I'm just gonna be transparent. Like, once again, like, man, like you people are just really done, And see, the thing about me is like, that conscious stuff is not a game too, because, I want to be just very transparent. Like, yeah, I mean, just timelines ago, like, yeah, I almost got caught up with that stuff too, believe it or not. Because, yeah, I mean, frequency, yeah, energy is real, yeah, of course. But see, God is way beyond all that stuff, and see, his kingdom is as well. And see, you conscious leaders, you're not a part of God's kingdom at all. You tarot card readers, all you new age practicers, I should say, are not a part of God's kingdom, And you're not a part of God's spirit either. And that's the problem with you people. There's nothing wrong with, talking about frequency to a certain extent or anything. But see, when you lead people astray and lead people, you're leading souls astray and pretty much to hell and the lake of fire, And when you're not really being led by the Spirit of God, and you're not, God's truth is not a part of what you're doing, and God's Spirit overall as well, and His full truth, and you're getting away from that. See, that's where the problem is with you people. You're leading souls to hell. You're going to be conscious in hell. Satan is going to be reading many of you people in hell. Of how he's going to torment you people. You don't got to believe me, but this stuff's not a game. And you tarot card readers, you're not reading anything. That's the thing. God has already got you people. God has already God has already got you people like in his sight is what I'm trying to say, and you beings. And you people are leading people astray. You new age spirituality people, you new age tarot card readers and all this stuff. Excuse me. You people. You readers. I just want to say you readers. You readers and you leaders. You conscious leaders. You're not leading anybody. To the narrow path. That's the problem. You're leading people to hell and to the lake of fire. And that's why I'm trying to tell you, it's not a game, because this stuff is deep, and God is not playing about this stuff. Like I said, energy is real, frequency is real. And there's nothing wrong with, implementing, those terms. But see, the thing about it is you people are still leading people to hell in a lake of fire. And you're also not mentioning these things either. And you're also not operating out of God's Spirit. You don't even confess that Jesus Christ came in human form and was, in the flesh and all that stuff. Like you people are not a part of that. So I'm already knowing you people are leading people to hell and to the lake of fire and much, much more worse places. See, and it's not a game. It's not a joke. So, I mean, I know a lot of you certain practicers of this stuff, you're going to continue doing it because God already has certain things designed a certain way anyways. So yeah, I mean, it just gets very deep with that stuff. And yeah, I mean, I'm just being led by the Spirit. But yeah, halos and angels. Yeah, I mean, this stuff is pretty deep right here, because see, yeah, just getting more into that though. See, I will not quench God's Spirit. you know. But anyhow, halos and angels. I mean, yeah, man. I mean, pretty much halos are like, it's like a pretty like, it's a pretty much like a, it's just like it's like a spiritual symbolism of like protection in a way. Because a lot of you're so caught up with like halos, and you people put this stuff on obituaries stuff, and people who, I want to say moved on from the earth realm and all this stuff, like halos. How can I explain this stuff? But halos are not really biblical, though. That's the thing about halos. They're not biblical. Now, can God actually like have a certain halo around somebody on a spiritual level in the spirit realm? I mean, yeah, because see, God is supernatural. But see, the thing is, halos are not really biblical. That's the thing. And see, yeah, but angels are. Of course, angels are. Yeah, angels are. And they are amongst the earth realm and in the spirit realm. Of course. But see, halos, no, they're not biblical and all that stuff. But see, God can do different things, though, concerning this halo stuff. Because it's not that stuff you people see on obituary stuff and people who have moved on from the earth realm and all this stuff. No, it's not that with that halo stuff. But see, yeah, God does have a certain like covering and all this stuff concerning the realm of the spirit of things with his people, and just like also people who he has interest in on a spiritual level, kids, babies, and all this stuff. Yeah. So do I believe in halos and all that stuff? I mean, on a spiritual level, yeah, to a certain high extent, but like overall, it's not really biblical, though. No, it's not really. Like, people in the Bible were not walking around with halos and all this stuff. No, no, I'm being very real, because this stuff's not a game. And see, a lot of you people, you want to lead people astray and stuff, but no. See, I'm being led by the Spirit. I'm not being led by all that stuff you people are a part of. You people will be in hell, and many souls are under you people's hands. That's what you got to understand about this stuff. So God is going to hold you accountable, to whom much is given, much is required. And you people are given these certain platforms and all this stuff, and you're given all this authority, and then you people be leaders and stuff, but you people leading people to hell, and you're leading people to the lake of fire. And see, God's going to hold you accountable for all this stuff. Because, I want to say, speaking to you conscious leaders in the midst of this too, like, the more conscious you are of God and his truth, and you reject it, the more accountability you're going to give. That's what you got to understand. And see, a lot of you people, you've already rejected the real Jesus. And then some of you are in a category of like blasphemy, and see, that stuff is truly not going to be forgiven. So, you're already done if you're in that part of things. I'm just being real. And but yeah, I mean, that stuff is so deep. And see, get into this halo stuff. I mean, yeah, I believe God can do this stuff in a supernatural way, in the supernatural realm too. Yeah, he can like have a certain halo of protection around someone and all this stuff. It's going to be according to his will with that stuff too. But overall, just halos, just like, floating over somebody and all this stuff. No, I don't, it's not that type of matter with it, no. Because halos it's just like pretty much a thing that's brought into fruition on a spiritual level, but it's not really biblical when it comes to halos. Excuse me. And overall, I mean, it is really just a symbolism of like spiritual protection and just stuff like that, and see, that's where the angels come into, because see, angels are biblical, and angels do I want to say like guide and protect individuals and all this deep stuff, And angels do many things too. They have a lot of different assignments and all these different types of angels too. Excuse me, that do different things. And but yeah, angels, yeah, they're very relevant as well. And halos and angels, yeah, I mean, they kind of go hand in hand, but the only thing is that halos are not biblical. So that's all I can really leave you with when it comes to this halo stuff. But yeah, God's protection is real, and he can like do certain things concerning halo in a supernatural way, in the spirit realm. But when it comes to halos just being over, hoovering over, no. See, you people get carried away with that stuff, with obituary stuff, and oh, this person is in heaven, and they got a halo and all this. No, it's not like that. That's what you gotta understand. It's not that with that halo stuff. It's truly not that stuff. You gotta understand. Everybody's not going to heaven. That's what you gotta understand too. Everybody's not destined to go. Everybody's not going. And majority of people are in hell. Souls are in hell and will be going. Many souls will be in hell. I'm telling you. And it's not a game with this stuff. It's not a joke. And there's no halos there. Speaking of that too, there's no halos in hell. So regardless of you people getting caught up with this halo stuff, there is no halos in hell at all. There is no protection and God's presence, all this stuff. No, it's not in hell. And you see, you people take God for a joke. Like you think he's joking, you people done, man. That's what I'm trying to say. And like, there's just a lot of stuff, man, concerning this stuff, man. Because like I said, there is no halo in hell and all that stuff. And see, you people will be there. Majority of people hearing this, I'm already knowing. And it's not a game. It's not a game, yeah, there's no halo in hell. And yeah, man, all this stuff, what I'm saying. And so yeah, I mean, with all that being said though, yeah, the stuff is deep. And yeah, halos are just like, it's just one of those spiritual things that are just brought into fruition, but it's not really biblical. That's all I'm trying to say. And people in the Bible were not walking around with halos and all that stuff. Now, they did walk around with God's protection and certain covering in the spirit for certain different followers, particular followers of God, but not everybody had that either. And yeah, getting into this halo stuff, yeah, I mean, once again, Mello speaking, I mean, supernaturally, yeah, God can like have a certain halo on a spiritual level, but it's not on some like, just hoovering over you and all that stuff. No, it's not that type of thing with this stuff, So yeah, I mean, many of you may ask like, is halo real or not and all this stuff. I mean, it's honestly just how you like go about it. That's really what it is with this halo stuff, because it's not to be really put before the Spirit of God, and it's also not to be overlooking angels, because that's the thing. Angels, there's angels of protection, there's angels of glory, there's angels of mercy, there's angels of abundance, and I'm just being led by the Spirit. So when you put this halo stuff before that, then see, that's where you're going wrong at with it. That's all I'm trying to say. But I mean, as far as a halo and, you maybe like illustrating a halo, I mean, I just wouldn't do it outside of God's will. I'm being real, because like I said, people are not in heaven. A lot of people are not in heaven. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, there are people in heaven, of course, but there's more souls in hell and the lake of fire. That's what you gotta understand. And broad is the way that lead to destruction, and many go therein. That's what you gotta understand. Broad is the way to destruction. Broad meaning many souls in hell. So there is no halos there. That's what you gotta understand, regardless of how you want to view this halo stuff. That's all I'm trying to say. But yeah, I mean, I halos are pretty cool to me too. Mellow speaking, yeah, they're pretty cool, but they're not hoovering over people and all that stuff. No, angels of protection are real. Yeah, that stuff is real. But halos, I mean, it's not really biblical. That's all I'm really trying to say. But if you want to illustrate it for a spiritual purpose concerning God, I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, according to God's will. But as far as you putting it over certain individuals and all this stuff and, oh, they're in heaven and all that stuff. No, they're not. A lot of these people are not in heaven. That's all I'm trying to say. A lot of these people reject God, don't have God, don't love God, all this deep stuff. And then all this stuff in secret that you people don't know about individuals and souls and beings. That's all I'm trying to say. So halos are not, halos are it's just not to be worshipped is what I'm trying to say. It's not to be idolized, and it's not to be it's not to be I want to say overvalued, or like it's not to be put before the angels. That's all I'm trying to say. And yes, you also too don't worship angels either. For our closest out, yeah, no, you don't worship them either. But you do acknowledge them for who they are, and you can have a relationship with angels as well. Yeah, but overall, no, you don't worship angels, and also yeah, like I said, this halo stuff is just it's not biblical is all I'm saying. So God can do certain things concerning that stuff supernaturally, but overall it's not hovering over people and all that stuff. No, it's not. And these people who be having these halos over certain individuals as they leave this realm, all this stuff, a lot of these people are not a part of heaven is all I'm trying to say. A lot of them. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. They're not in heaven. They're not a part of heaven. That's all I'm trying to tell you. And this is just spiritual reality. That's all I'm trying to say, because these certain people, they be paying halos and they be doing all this stuff, and they know they're spiritually dry, really, and they don't have God, all that stuff too. That's what you got to realize about these halo people with this halo. So yeah, I'm out.